This guy. an ancient culture where women are always protectable. Unless you're a fool, you know women will. Let's keep it going for Dominican Republic.
Starry nights most regularly occur in their signature green color during the winter time. On cold winter nights, you'll see incredible lights